Hello everyone. In our today's topic, we will going to talk about the Pakistan's exit from the FATF Grey list. After that, we will going to talk about what is FATF, how and why they came out of the FATF Grey list, how the US influence and the aggressive lobbying by the Pakistani government helped them get out of the FATF Grey list. So in this topic, we will going to talk about all these aspects. And these aspects are very important for you to know that how US works with any country or any government, especially the Democrats. Anyway, being neutral in this matter, I am only advised different world forums about the Pakistan because Pakistan is the home of the state-sponsored terrorism. They not only sponsor terrorism, they also create terrorist groups, trained and arm the terrorists to influence the internal politics of any country in the world, including United States. And there are millions of examples in which Pakistanis are directly or indirectly involved to execute any terrorist attack around the world. For your information, the 2019 London Bridge attack, which was executed by a Pakistani origin man, Rangzaev Ahmed, who is a convicted terrorist, and the London police have found his close link with Al-Qaeda's top godfather in Pakistan. This Pakistani man has been handed a life sentence in 2008 for his links to the 7/7 London terrorist bombing, in which 52 people were killed, and for plotting other terrorist attacks in the UK. So Pakistan and the Pakistanis are repeated offenders in terrorist-related cases. And because of that, they have been awarded as a member of FATF Grey list 3 times in their 75 years of lifetime. They first entered the FATF Grey list in 2008 because the state was responsible for the 26/11 Mumbai attack. After 2008, they entered into the Grey list in 2012 and they remained there until 2015. After 2015, they became the Grey lister again in 2018 and was remained there until day before yesterday. They remained there for the 4 years. And they would have been there for another 4 years if the US had the Republican president. They came out of the FATF Grey list because of the heavy lobbying by the US Democratic government. And being an citizens of the South Asia, we had a sense that the Pakistan will get out of the FATF Grey list when the Biden became the president and the Biden administration's ugly retrieval from the Afghanistan. It was inevitable and was written on the wall that the Biden will push the Pakistan out of the Grey list, because they need Pakistan to control Afghanistan and the Central Asia. And they need a scapegoat for all their wrongdoings across the world, especially in the Asia, more specifically in India. Who knows who is behind the all terrorist attack across the world and across the India? I am saying this word because to plan a terrorist attack and to set up an terrorist organization, country needs money, huge amounts of money. And whose money Pakistan is using? You can make a good guess and you will get a certain answer. It is obviously who is holding their hand. Someone who give them nuclear technology. Someone who bailed them out after going bankrupt. Pakistan has been bankrupted 23 times in their life. But every time they get the money from the IMF, they get out the bailout package. They get out with the bailout package. I am not pointing my finger to any country or intentions of any country, or I am not holding someone responsible or any country responsible. I am just saying the generalized worst. It is up to you to understand who is really responsible. Anyway, let's talk about the FATF. What is FATF? What it do? FATF just an acronym of the Financial Action Task Force. It was founded in 1989 on a G7 initiative to tackle the money laundering and to protect the global financial system. Initially, the organization was tasked with monitoring legislative, financial and the law enforcement activities at the both national and the international level. But its activity have become prominent after 9/11 attack on the US soil. So you can clearly see, when it bites the United States, then everything got an extra wing. That is what exactly happened with the FATF. FATF became more powerful because the United States and their allies wanted to check the terrorist attack on their own soil. Because of that, in 2003, FATF came out with the new set of guidelines where it asks the state to confiscate process of illegal transaction and form a financial intelligence unit to receive and probe the suspicious transaction reports. And the process of the recommendations are mentioned through the peer reviews or the mutual evaluations. By the way, the FATF Secretariat is housed at the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development headquarters in Paris. It started its journey with 16 members. Then it became 28 in 2000. Now its membership at 39. India became the member of this organization on 25th June 2010. Now let's go for the second question. The question is how Pakistan became saint in the eye of the FATF. That means how they managed to get out of the FATF being a terror sponsor state. Mostly because of the US backing. But I would like to get into the technicality, the reason the FATF gave the world. Basically, Pakistan is in the grey list since June 2018. When FATF put them into the grey list, they asked Pakistan to execute a 27-point action plan. The deadline for implementing the plan has been set for the September 2019. The Pakistan has been under the radar not to act against the dreaded terrorist organization like Lashkar-e-Taiba, Jaish-e-Mohammed, Hizbul Mujahideen and their leaders. But Imran Khan government failed to meet the targets. Because of that, they enhanced the target from 27 to 39. But in 2020, out of blue, FATF found everything fine about the Pakistan's action against terror finding and money laundering. And they have released their final report on Pakistan. In that report, they said that Pakistan has made a good progress in addressing the technical compliances deficiencies identified in its mutual evaluation report. They also said that Pakistan partially or fully implemented all the targets which were given to them. And according to them, Pakistan is no longer subjected to the FATF's increasing monitoring process. And Pakistan agreed to work with Asia-Pacific Group of Money Laundering to further improve its anti-money laundering and counter-terrorism financing system. To get out of the grey list, Pakistan needed only 12 votes among the 39 members. And they got it easily because of the US backing. As we know, Pakistan economy is in tumultuous position and their economy was already suffering even before the COVID-19 pandemic. As they were in the FATF grey list, they were facing difficulties to take the loan from the different organizations like World Bank, International Monetary Fund and the Asian Development Bank. Also, Pakistan foreign currency inflows were reducing because their export-imports were affected due to the grey listing. As their businesses were affected, their FDI was also affected, with the associated cumulative losses of almost $8.1 billion. Its GDP also bear huge losses of $38 billion because of FATF grey listing. They were facing payments of delays in the flow of money through the high scrutinized path. On the top of that, the cost of the cross-border transactions were rising and the rating agencies downgraded business rating and the sovereign credit. That put them into the dark hole. They were not getting the loan from anyone, from the private investment organizations or anyone. So they were suffering, their economy was suffering, and that they will suffer in the coming future because they will never forsaken their path of terrorism. Because they are the highly radicalized society, and this society will never change. Rather, radicalization will grow day by day. They have chosen such destructive paths since 1980s, when Pakistanis were used by the United States to fight the proxy war against Soviet Union in Afghanistan. And Pakistanis took billions of dollars to prepare jihadists for the Afghan war in the favor of the United States to defeat the Soviet Union. And the Pakistanis got the taste of blood, which is dollar, and they will never going to forsake it. Because this is the way they earn. Their army, I mean the Pakistani army, creates terrorists and the various other terrorist organizations to blackmail the world, to extort the money from the world, and they are very good at nuclear blackmail. Their military leaderships and their former prime ministers accepted the fact that the terrorist leaders are the heroes of their country. In 2018, the former prime minister of Pakistan, Nawaz Sharif, accepted that the Pakistani government played a role in 2008 Mumbai attack that were carried out by Lashkar-e-Taiba, a Pakistani-based Islamist terrorist group. Another former Prime Minister Imran Khan accepted in July 2019 that there are 30,000 to 40,000 armed terrorists operating in Pakistani soil. He further stated that the previous government were hiding the truth, particularly from the United States, for the last 15 years during the war on terror. Not only the former Prime Ministers of Pakistan, the former military dictator Parvez Musharraf also accepted the fact that the Al-Qaeda leader Osama bin Laden is the hero of the Pakistan. He also accepted the role in making the various other terrorist organizations in Pakistan. And he was also responsible of selling the Pakistanis to the United States in the name of terrorism. He also accepted it. Anyway, I have my own say in this matter and the plenty of questions. Those who think of themselves as a protector of democracy, liberty and sovereignty. In Pakistan, all these terrorist organizations are the brainchild of the ISI. The ISI means the Inter-Service Intelligence and the Terrorism, which is the spy agency of the Pakistan. They created various organizations to disturb Jammu and Kashmir, to disturb Afghanistan, to disturb the world. But still they are getting the money from the Western countries. But why? Why United States is upgrading its F-16 fighter jets, which cost US exchequer $450 million? US government is not helping the US population, those who are suffering from the inflation, but they are helping the Pakistan to get the upgradations of the fighter jet. But why? The US attacked Iraq in the name of weapon of mass destruction, but they never found it. They destroyed Libya by attacking that country. They're making Libya the pariah state. The terrorism is growing every day in every corner of the world because of the US money, the dollar. The US is really a greedy country. They blame the Russia for the attacking the Ukraine, but they never blame themselves pushing Ukraine into the war against Russia. By killing the Russian economy through the various sanctions, they almost tried to destroy the global energy supply chain. The day before yesterday, they tried to kick Russia out of the FATF, but the Western countries failed miserably. The US and the other Western countries tried to put Russia within the FATF blacklist in parity of Iran and North Korea, but again they failed. At last, they only condemned the Russian attack. According to me, the war is really not a good option, and the war should not be happened. But if someone pushed to do it, then who is responsible? Then who is the main culprit of the world? And why the United States backing the radicalized Pakistan, knowing the inevitable truth? The inevitable truth means this snake will going to bite the United States back. They will definitely going to bite them back. Last, but the most important question is why the United States always wants to contain Indian growth using Pakistan as a stooge and tool. Anyway, let's go for the multiple choice questions. The first question is, which country has recently signed a partnership agreement with the Pacific Island nation? The first option is China, second option is USA, third option is Russia, fourth option is Germany. Now the second question is, which Indian state is set to set up world's largest jungle safari park across 10,000 acres? The first option is Tamil Nadu, second option is Madhya Pradesh, third option is Haryana, fourth option is Nagaland. If you want to give me the answer, then write the answer in the comment section, or you can mail me to my email address, which is tuhin.power.academy@gmail.com. If you have any inquiry or any other kinds of questions or any other kinds of inquiry, then please mail me back. I hope you will going to find my topic informative. Thank you very much. Thank you for your support.